my ancestors be calling, they be calling people, they be calling women soccer balls and footballs. Soccer balls and footballs. Wow. Yeah, you know soccer over there. They be tripping me out, bro. I'm really glad this is all coming to light. You know, I was just sitting here thinking, I said, some of the most catastrophic events, well, that some of the things that could have caused, that was trying to cause the most catastrophic events in the earth was petty, bro. It was like mainly about sex, people, material, greed, drugs, and all of it was really uneducated. It was like they was all, it's like, now that I've been doing this stuff with God, I noticed it was just all uneducated individuals. It was just all people who overly use and abuse their bodies in the wrong way and getting credit for it. They getting credit for it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. I was just glad to help. I was just glad to help. I got on here to say something though. But yeah, I was glad to help. I mean, it's still a lot of work that gotta be done, but I already know if all of the chosen do their job, if all of the chosen will do their job, we're gonna be straight. And of course they're gonna do their job. No matter if they do it today, later, whatever, they're gonna do their job. What can I help y'all with so far as walking into your chosen position? First and foremost, deal with the humiliation. Embrace the humiliation. Embrace the humiliation. Because God, I noticed something. I wish I could explain it, but I don't want to explain it. And everybody be like, I don't really care about what you think about it, but it's just hard for me to explain. Like, it's like when God put you in these positions, your ancestors gonna remodify you over and over again, just to catch people slipping. That's the best way I can put it. So whatever your position is, like for me, mine was sex, I think, and it was just like luring everybody in through their ignorance, basically. I would say lustful desire, but it's beyond that. It's like, it's beyond that. It's more than that. It's something else. It's like they succumbed to their demons and they was given over to their sins. So it was like they were lured in. It's just sin becomes a pillar. And like I said, it's hard to explain that. If I was God and I want to rapture the world, I would put so many floats out here. These floats, these floats are pretty much arcs. And these arcs are controlled by pillars. These pillars are tools for God. And these pillars, one can be drugs, one can be sex, anything that's pertaining to drugs, and anything pertaining to sex, but the captain of these pillars are over that force of nature right there. So it's like you got one for murderers, one for liars, one for thieves. This is every 10 commandments. One for bearing false witness against thy neighbor. That's why I tell y'all, don't be, once this is over with, try your best to get out of people's houses, period. I mean, if God, unless you, I don't really know, because like I said, this situation helped as much as it hurt. Me anyway. It helped more. It helped as much as it hurt. Like, let's say people was always downgrading me when it come down to certain departments of my body. Well, doing these tests, it helped me because the cameras bear witness to the truth. So it wasn't that bad. The camera seen that I was telling everybody the truth when it came down to my body and how it operates and how it's formed. But most of it's still from ignorance. Most of it is still rooted from ignorance. And it was like, in this situation, it woke my people up greatly because it was like, everybody was overly indulgent in sin. And they was only doing it because they done abused their own bodies to the point of no return. So it was like these people used to be cool. And it was like to maintain this status quo, they made whatever damaged them look cool. So after whatever damaged them, after they did that, people started following them. So they had to do what they did. And that would damage their bodies as well. And it ain't nothing cool about damaging your body. You need your body. I know how us young folks here, we live like we gonna die tomorrow. We live like some of us live like we don't care about life. But you'll be the main one and wind up staying here for 80 years. So if you damage your body in the first 30, 20, 40 years, you're gonna regret the next 40 years because it's gonna be hell to pay. So you need to take care of your vessel. Your vessel is the automobile that your soul drives. So this ain't the real you. And that's why everybody, I ain't gonna tell that part right now. But I used to be, I ain't gonna tell that name. But it was things about myself when I was young that I ain't like. But now I love everything about myself. So it was all about understanding. And that's what's wrong with a lot of my people. It's like the uneducation. It's like y'all was lured, especially you younger generation, y'all was lured into damaging yourself. And then you was programmed to pick on those who don't damage themselves. That ain't the way it rolls, bro. You don't do that. That ain't the way none of us roll. And that ain't the way we're gonna continue to roll. And it's gonna stop right here. If I gotta wake up all the real ones in the streets and sit y'all down, that's exactly what I do. But it ain't no need for it, because a lot of y'all waking up. A lot of y'all amongst yourselves is waking up. So eventually, it'll be like Clash of the Titans, bro. And you finna get up out of here. Somebody gonna have to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in a healthy way. Just separate. It's gonna be a big separation, bro. It's going on now. People starting to separate themselves. And that's the best thing. That's the best thing. That's the best thing for everybody to do is separate themselves. Because it's hard to explain it. I want to get out of this situation before I truly explain this the way I want to explain it. But in this situation, I gotta tread softly. And it ain't for YouTube, it ain't for my sake, it ain't even for what my Father God might feel about it. It's just, I want to explain it in such a way that everybody get it the right way. So it just ain't time to explain it. But that's what it is, though. It's like, you shouldn't focus, it's like the whole planet almost lost themselves because of lustful desires. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Don't lose yourself. Don't sacrifice the planet because of lustful desire. And then I know it's something else. People don't want to leave those lustful desires. When they know their body, I done had people come to me and I done had to help them examine their bodies. And I tell them, well, the issue is what you're putting into your body. And they'll be open and real about it, and they'll be like, I love doing this though. or you're gonna die from doing it. It's gonna kill you. It's gonna take you out of here. You know, because it's like reoccurring diseases that keep coming, whether it's through whatever they putting in their body or sex. It's just a reoccur. Like their body will heal from it, but it keep coming back, keep coming back. It's because they keep going backwards, going to the person who keep giving it to them. So it's like, and then they'll blame everybody else. They'll blame everybody else that don't have it and make sure they get it. And then they'll program them to want to give it to everybody else and hurt everybody else in some kind of fashion or form. And this goes beyond just whatever they are contaminated with. They'll sabotage your life, sabotage opportunity. That's why I say I chill to myself. I just heard my father. Like they doing some adjustments with flames and stuff. And it's like I heard guys say rise, real flame. Right? Like it ain't, that's why I was telling y'all about lovers and love and stuff. 11:18 when I said. That's why I was telling y'all about love and stuff. Meet your quota with God. Or anything for that matter, homes or anything. Because I saw it in the Astro, bro, like prayers and meditations, like they go, just to make it simpler for y'all so you get it, it's like they goes in this container. And it's like, even twins and twin flames and soulmates, it's like, if these twin flames and soulmates are not right to you like they're supposed to be, that you might have your arm or something might get weak. Your leg might get weak. Like my arm is starting to heal now. Cause it's almost like they all are a part of this arm and they're getting replaced. You see what I'm saying? Because they tied themselves, they binded themselves to something that was opposite of what they should have been with. I'm trying to explain this the best way I can so y'all can truthfully get it. And they were just captivated over nothingness. It was like they was binded. When you sacrifice the earth for a lustful desire, I know people who sell their soul to do drugs. Okay? It can get that bad. And I don't want to go into detail about that neither, but I seen them do that. You know? And when God give them over to that, that's what it means to give someone over to their sins. When God give you over to your sins, you can no longer really call on God no more. You have to call on Satan. You don't have to call on Satan, but Satan gonna be your overseer basically. What else about this situation I learned? A lot about black magic, but I don't really want to get into too much of that. But I get into sleep. I had to go a long time without no sleep, and it wasn't because people was trying to get me to work and get my ideas. That was part of it, but that didn't have nothing to do with me doing it. I didn't go to sleep because people were throwing magic when I was asleep. So literally I had to work through it because it was so many individuals throwing magic back to back, and they would literally wait till I'm asleep. So like I had to keep offsetting my sleep. And it got to the point where I really wasn't getting no sleep. With that being said, I had to sacrifice a lot of gifts. Because you need energy to activate a lot of gifts. I do. And a lot of those gifts went dormant because I ain't been getting the proper sleep and rest that I need. But it was okay. It was a necessity because of the situation. That's one thing I can say. So sleep, that could be the most awkward situation, the most awkward problem that you would probably have when it comes down to this situation. People constantly doing shit. And then over, a lot of stuff falls into black magic, cameras, people taking pictures of you, people putting cameras in your house. The good thing is that you got people good. It's like, when it get this bad, you be glad that certain people got taking pictures and got cameras in your house that's of the good. So it's a good and bad in everything. So, you know, Food, watch your food you eat. Try to just watch your food you eat. Don't dig too much in cholesterol and high blood pressure food. Your hygiene stuff, they go to the point where they'll contaminate your hygiene stuff. Your phone, your technology, they got this thing called technical something destruction. And when they put that on your computer and your devices, you can forget about them until you get ready to buy something new. I wouldn't put too much on them no more though. I would just, like me, I just do my videos, my lectures. I delete those, put them out. If I don't, I don't. That's it. I don't want really put no details. I won't text nobody. I won't call nobody. Because it's like, if I text somebody, I call somebody, it'll go to somebody else, and that person will call and text that person in my state. And the same thing, vice versa. If that person called me and text me, it'll go to somebody else, and that person will call that person and text that person in my place. So that right there is ooh-wee. When that happens, you gotta give it to God, because it's extreme. At that point, it's extreme. What else? I had people, when I did have guns and stuff, not saying go get guns, but I'm saying when I did have guns, they sabotaged, they did stuff to the gun to where they wouldn't jam or even backfire on me. Had to get rid of the gun, trash the guns. So it was almost like, because this is the country, they get unique when it comes to guns. This is the South. And it was almost like if I'd have shot the gun, it'd have blew up in my face. So it was just get rid of it. It was no good. What else? Of course, you probably don't want to deal with doctors. You don't want to get your hair done. You don't want nobody to touch your hair. You don't want nobody to touch your hair or your clippers. You don't want nobody to wash your clothes. It get pretty overwhelming. You don't want nobody to really come in your house with shoes on. It get that bad, huh? You gotta always sweep your floors. There's something about dirt. I don't know what it is. I ain't got into that yet. People will throw nails in your yard, like coffin nails in your yard, and they'll put these iron things in your yard that somebody done did with seances and stuff. They'll throw all that in your yard, and might even put one of them things, a ritual, a little seance in your yard. I had that happen. And it'd be back to back, back to back, back to back. Sometimes you can tell this in the weather. When they done put a lot of this stuff in your yard, the weather, the energy around your atmosphere be off. If you really in tune like I am, you just look around your yard, you'll see it. Thankfully, I got a gift. If I can see it and find it, all I gotta do is one thing to it, and I can leave it in the yard. After that, whatever they throwed on that thing, it's gonna attack them. You know what I'm saying? And even if I don't see it, most things like that is meant for you to see it and touch it and step on it. But even if I don't see it, I'm elevated so high, my ancestors will clean it up for me. They'll clean it up. But my animals, I gotta get rid of them animals though. My first cat trained them animals to watch me walk. It's like every time the cat is born, all they do is do what I do. And man, that was actually my cat. I called him Fluffy. He hated that name. All the females I used to hang with used to laugh at it, but they could tell he hated that name. Come here, Fluffy. He was a boy cat too. He hated that name. But he trained all the cats to watch me walk. And let me all the cats. And it's like you get rid of 8, you get 8 more before you get to the house. Take them out, you get 8 more. I don't know. I got rid of them one time. My ancestors said don't do that right now. They said leave it alone right now. So, and it's like, I don't want to say that part neither. But it's like I'm learning something about animals and humans. I don't know, y'all. It was just back to back. And I knew, because it was coming back to back so much, I knew it was training me for something. And that's when I knew that it had to been because of a chosen. 144,000, like Texas of a chosen. And that they had to be. My whole life, all this that I went through had to be this way. To make me tough and to wake me up in ways that I couldn't wake myself up. That the normal life couldn't do it for me. So, that was pretty cool. When I figured that out, everything got easier and the peace came back into my life. Regardless if I had a lot going on around me or not. But yeah, that's about it, y'all. Don't trust, like me, by the grace of God, I'm alone. And honestly, as bad as I hate to say it, I never thought I'd ever say thankfully I'm alone. But it's like, when I seen what's really going on in the relationship, I said, my God. It don't matter if you display or exotic, they taking you to the cleaners out here. I'm good. God literally have to give me my woman. God got to give me my woman. I don't even want nobody unless God give it to me. Because there's just too much going on out there. And I know, like I said, I know how people are when it comes to money. And it ain't even worth it. It ain't even worth it. Not even worth it. You just upgrading. As you upgrade, you're going to leave these people in the wind. Like the people who stuck in your private space, you're going to lead them. They're going to still be like, yeah. They stuck saying the same. You be in the street and you done evolved out of something. You done grew out of something and grew out of a situation or stopped doing something. People still want to say that's you. They stuck. They stagnated. They binded. They gone. They soul gone. They binded. Just get away from it. And I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, man, it hurt because a lot of loved ones, friends, family you might have to get rid of. In my case, my family just needs to wake up because they've been doing it for so long, they went dormant in their cells. But, you know, for the most part, you got to separate yourself. And you just don't know, bro. You just don't know. But it's coming that time, though, when, like I said, even when you get close to 50 years old, even in early 40, you start to realize, you'll say it to yourself, I want to settle down. I don't want to keep doing this. Keep doing that. Keep doing this. I used to have to treat women that come to me that their profession was, you know, very low vibration. And they'll come to me, what can I do about this? What can I do about this? I'm hurting so bad. Stop that for one, because that's what's doing it, you know. It got to the point where it didn't feel good no more, it just hurt. You know what I'm saying? You gotta grow up, your body just can't take that stuff no more. As athletes, they'll tell you that, you know, so many dunks, their legs hurt. You know what I'm saying? Your body just can't keep up with it, y'all. You gotta evolve into a family state of mind. You have to. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't be one of them people, I never do this. Yeah, you will. You just don't nobody want to deal with you and your attitude. You evolve your attitude and you grow up and grow out of your egotistical ways, and you'll get somebody to love you too. Eventually you're gonna have to leave. Lust is nothing but sowing your royal oats. Don't nobody want to deal with lust. I know. Shit. I already know. You don't want to keep buying lust. You don't want to keep hanging with lust. Because after a while, you're going to realize they don't want you and don't like you and don't love you. And you're going to get tired of them because you probably taking care of them somehow. And you're going to want to get rid of them. And there's a lot of them. You're going to want somebody to love you and care for you. And then your parents and the people who did love you and care for you going to probably done died and gone on. you're going to want that for yourself. And that's why I tell folks, you either do it in the beginning of your life or you do it later on in your life, but you're going to want it. And let's see here, what else? There's a lot that I can show y'all, teach y'all, but I don't want to say nothing while I'm in this situation, because I'm still in the situation. And it's like every time I bring up something I came up with, they just do something else. I ain't got time for that no more. I'm tired of that. I noticed in this situation where people, it affected relationships bad. People who really care for themselves. It affected them real bad. It affected people. Hold on. Blood on the wall. Anyway, it affected relationship. It made people scared to get in a relationship. I saw that. And I thought it was sexual again. But my head was in the gutter then. It was like 5 years ago. Now I see more, I see different. But it just affected relationships all the way around. And it got to the point where nobody truthfully wanted a good man or a good woman. Y'all been running from them. And my best advice I can give for that is stay close to each other and don't live together for a while and just date one another. Play girlfriend, boyfriend. That way you can build up a friendship with each other. And you'll know if you want to be together in like a year's time, you know. Because if you do get in an argument, it's going to be quick because of the fact you don't stay together. And that's what you want. You want to look for them arguments. You don't want to create no arguments, but you want to, and you don't want to expect no arguments, but you want to be optimistic about the arguments. You know, when the arguments do come to play, you should be able to have your discerning spirit and see, okay, and you know, the worst of the situation, whatever bring up the argument, might be the better, you know. I don't want to say it like that, but if it's something that you know for yourself, inside yourself, that should have started an argument, well, and then the argument manifests and come into fruition, you can judge the argument that y'all have with each other and let a few more go by, and bada bing, bada boom. That's it. It ain't that hard. People scared of a real relationship because the dominance that's in the female and in the man, but that's just protection. That's just from being attacked after attack after attack. You can't judge that. You can't go by what people say about that. You have to experience that yourself. And just walk into that new life and that new light. Just let God take care of it and pray about it. Make sure you keep God, y'all. Make sure y'all keep God in front of all this stuff. Make sure y'all let God guide y'all. Just make sure God is in the picture. Like me, I would want whoever God put me with, I would want them to love God as much as I love God. At the most. At the most. I could care less about anything else. But as long as they love God the way I love God, then to me, that's the base of a solid foundation. Even if they don't show it, you know, they could be yin or yang, but they love God, you know. So it don't matter as long as they love God. Because, you know, in these parts, a lot of the time the women are stronger than the men when it comes down to hoods and slums and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If something like that was coming around this area, a lot of time the women are a lot stronger. If it's a straight up man and a straight up woman, yeah, a lot of time the woman's stronger than the man. You better know it. Or a lot of time the woman is more business oriented than the man. It just all depends. Have an open heart and an open mind when it comes down to a real lovable relationship. And don't fight each other. You're gonna have arguments now. Y'all gonna have arguments. Get to the point where once you have any arguments, start enjoying your arguments and don't go to bed mad at one another. Get to the point where you laugh at the arguments or whatever you was arguing about probably was trivial anyway. Don't try your best not to fight each other. Don't put your hands on each other. It's a waste of flesh anyway. Try to find understanding in each other and try to listen to one another and try not to yell over each other. Especially if God put y'all together. It's something y'all want to hear. And then be honest and open. Don't hide nothing. A lot of things I saw where people would go cheat and they'll bring that back to their house because they hate themselves. And they want to verbally express it somehow and they'll take it out on the person that they actually supposed to be lovers with. I don't know what you're going to do about that. I say don't even bring that in a relationship, but it happens. If it do happen, the thing that I found that helped me out the most was we stay away from each other. We'll be in the same room, we can talk, chill, but ain't gonna be no sexually active going on for a few days, bro. That person probably slept with them to get to me, and I don't want that person's DNA over here. I'm looking at DNA when it comes to them. You stay over there, I don't care what it was, you don't care, because, you know, I used to catch them up, they'll start talking about these men, they'll keep talking about them. Man, I ain't the kind of person that talk about anybody. I forget people's names that I even like. I don't like to talk about folks, I don't like to bring nobody else in my home. So I'll tell them, Darren, you effing them? Because you've been talking about them since you got here. You with me or them? And boom, why I say that? And I always say, you get on my nerves about it. Man, and boom, why I say that here she goes, she finna go off. And it's just gonna turn into nothingness. And I just, you know, keep my distance until whoever she done been with fade away from her ass or something. Because that's for the most part, and that's what they get mad about. I tell them, I was like, they only with you because you with me. They want you to sleep with me now. And then they gonna call you back soon as you sleep with me. But if I didn't sleep with them, they won't even talk to them girls. It's almost like they'll call them and be like, hey, you slept with your man yet? He ain't even sleeping with me. He ain't even doing this. He ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna leave it. But she don't even get the game. You get what I'm saying? She didn't even get the game. Oh yeah, all right, well look, I gotta go right now. He with somebody else anyway. You know, she ain't even getting the game. But if he'd have called her and said, hey, you with your man right now? Yeah, we doing something right now. Let me hit you back. Hey, you think you can push up on me? When you want me over there? Boom. That's the kind of stuff I had to deal with. That's why I felt my man, I ain't gonna say his name on here, he was married to a popular person. They both were popular. But he said, just because of the fact he was married to her, everybody wanted him. My same situation, just opposite roles. It'd be like that for the woman. All these men try to sleep with the woman that I'm sleeping with because they know who I am. I don't even know who I don't even know who they think I am. You feel what I'm saying? But I always went through this my whole life. It's like I don't know if they get good karma or what. I know it confuses my ancestors though. And I started picking that up because I'm a conduit to God. And it's like my ancestors would treat me bad. And I'd be like, what I do? I ain't even did nothing. And they'll just keep treating me bad. And that'll last a few days. That'll last a while. I want to get the days right. I can't say a while, but I know it'll last a few days. I want to say 3 days. But I just won't be with the woman until and hopefully she don't go back to be with him. And normally she won't because he don't want to be with her until she mess with me. So that's all I got to tell y'all, bro. I hope this works out. I hope this helps y'all. It's a lot more I would want to say, but I keep getting attacked every time I bring up something. But for the most part, just cleanse yourself. I know people that got to the point where they so scared they don't want to hold nothing. And it ain't that serious, you know. And I can, you know, it ain't that serious. It's just when you sharing DNA, through other ways. It ain't so serious when you holding something or whatever and you give it to somebody else. It ain't like that. It can be, but it ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. Anyway, peace and love out there.